woman yourself.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
They don't care no more.
That means the men don't respect her. That's why. Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to give your husband respect to get respect. Because as long as you respect him, it ain't too much he gonna do wrong. It ain't too. The reason it ain't too young. It's the treatment. Mm-hmm. It's not the oldest, Amber. It's not the good-looking one, Amber. It's not the one got money, Amber. It's the one honest.
And not too many of them honest nowadays.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. There's some good men out there. But then what it is now, it's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women gone bad.
Hi everyone, welcome to Shimmer Girl Talks. Granny was telling it like it TI is. And thank God for some grandmothers who, talk to, their daughters and their granddaughters. I am so thankful for my grandmother. My grandparents were married for almost 70 years. Her death, and then Grandpa followed about 5 years after her, thereabout. And I used to sit under my grandmother, and she would talk to me about marriage and husbands and things like that. And I think it's unfortunate that you have so many women today who want husbands, but they don't want to spend the time to listen to the women who either have husbands or had husbands. I don't know this older lady that was just talking. She could be a widow. I don't know. But at one point, the granddaughter said, "You're a woman," as if to say, "You're speaking against us." And that's part of our problem right now, is the younger women a lot of times don't want to listen to the wisdom of the older women. And another thing that I've noticed with a lot of younger women, typically the women in the sisterhood, anytime the topic of our grandparents' day comes up, oh, she suffered in her marriage, grandpa was a this and a that and all of that stuff. And guess what? Grandpa was a this and a that. I ain't gonna say nothing personal about my grandparents, but at the end of it all, there was love, there was family. My grandmother had her whole family around her when she was taking her last breaths. Same with my grandfather. And my grandfather, this was after my grandmother had passed, he said, this is what he told me, I miss that woman so much. My grandparents, like any other couple, went through it back and forth or whatever. But they raised their children in love. And if there's one thing that I could say about my grandparents, they left not only a legacy, but it was wealth building with them. And that's something that a lot of younger women who get caught up in the sisterhood ideology and the misandry and stuff, they don't want to get to the finish line. If you go into a marriage thinking that everything is going to be hunky-dory 24/7, you're going to be floating on clouds and he's going to be feeding you grapes forever, then you probably shouldn't get married, because marriage has ups and downs, and there's happy times and sad times. And what's happening a lot out here is you have a lot of women who have never been married telling y'all to avoid marriage or what to do in your marriage and stuff like that. A lot of women are steering y'all wrong. The ones of you who want marriage. I'm talking to the ones of you who want marriage. And this lady was telling the truth. And I did a video, it's been 3-4 years ago now, using your feminine wiles. And I told you how so many women want to be sparring partners towards their husband. They want to go toe to toe with their husband, like they're talking to one of their girlfriends or a wayward boyfriend or whatever. You have to respect your husband. And let me tell you, respecting your husband, honoring your husband, it would get you so many things out of life by doing that. And sometimes you might have to be long suffering in some cases. And the unfortunate thing is a lot of women give up on their marriage before they reach the finish line. And another thing is you have a lot of women, they see women with husbands or whatever, and and they see, oh, he a good man and he doing this and that or whatever. A lot of women want the finished product. And I've said that in previous videos. They don't want to build with no man. They don't want to go through the hard times with a man. I know couples who, just for the sake of argument, they might have went a whole year eating ramen noodles, might have lived in a basement, between jobs and stuff like that. And now, they're living a good life. I see that a lot, with like white people that I used to work with, because you have a lot of, I see a lot of black women online talking about, yeah, because white women, they this and that with their husbands or whatever. Some of them sacrificed. Sometimes when you see people living in their 5-bedroom house, maybe in a gated community, or, they're driving a particular luxury car or whatever, they had to sacrifice. There was long suffering sometimes. And I plan to do another video, but I'm directing this at Christian women. If you're married, pray for your husband. And another thing, most importantly, pray that you have wisdom as a wife. You have to do your part. A lot of women out here, they don't want to do their part at all. And then they're expecting whistles and rainbows and moonbeams and all of that stuff. And they don't want to put the work into it. So thank God for this old lady telling it like it is. Because again, I had my grandmother for a very long time. And I got so much wisdom from her before I even became a wife. And just going off on a quick tangent, I remember I used to tell my grandmother, because so much that she would tell me. I had a friend from another country who was decades younger than my grandmother, and she was saying the exact same thing. Something that a lot of American women don't say, particularly black women. A lot of black women do not want to try to make it work with a husband. A lot of them don't even want to try to get to the level of wife to work it out. So I just thought it was fascinating that my grandmother, who was in her 80s at the time, and then my friend might have been in her late 30s, very early 40s, they were saying the same thing, but she was from another country where women are still raised to be wives. So when I talk to a lot of you young ladies, that's why I tell you, if you want to be a wife, you have to listen to women who are wives. And I plan to do another topic about the sisterhood. If you want a husband, get out the sisterhood. Rid your mind of that mindset, because the sisterhood, they're not going to steer you into a marriage. A lot of them are man haters. You don't want that in your mind. So that was my topic for today. I loved seeing this, because sometimes you see ladies her age and even they're in a sisterhood, and you understand, okay, well, no wonder the younger women are the way that they are, because you have old bats who were out there being loosey-goosey and they never learned from their mistake. But this seems to be a woman who might have enjoyed a loving, long-term marriage with ups and downs, just like anything else in life. But I enjoyed seeing that. And for the young ladies, if you want a husband, You need to pay attention to what the older, wiser women are saying, because you got some trifling older women out here as well who will help destroy your marriage. So you have to be careful with that as well. But that was my topic for today. Please check out my other videos and let me know what you think. And I will talk to you later. Bye.